There we go. All right. Let me make sure this is muted before I start. Yep. All right. So let me get this roll call written in. Where'd the pen go? Just had it. All right. I'm just going to go over. If I miss anybody, please let me know you're here. I got MJ, Kayla, Kristen, Jaden, Keith Ann. Did I miss anyone? Okay, that's it for today. So let's jump off. Number one, I don't recall giving an assignment last week. So what I'd like to do, just so I can reverse the roles a minute here this morning, I'd like to find out. I guess we could call this my report card, as you see fit to give. So far, with all the calls, the information, everything that we've gone through so far, how would you rate the call and what you're receiving from it? That's a question to all five of you, since there's no homework. MJ?
Um, so what I'm getting from this call is that you are teaching me how to what's the word? How to control my finances and spend my money wisely and to avoid giving people my signature and stuff like that.
Perfect. Thank you, sir. Anybody else?
Yeah. I would rate the call and your teaching about a 8.5.
Okay. Thank you.
Mr. Willis, with this question, were you wanting us to give a rating and an explanation as to why?
Yeah. Or what you received, is it, I just need to know where you are with what I have shared with you so far. But the rating is good too.
Well, personally, I would give it a 9. And the reasoning for that is, yes, you've done
very well on educating me on certain things that I never even knew existed, and I'm very
Appreciative of that. Um,
the only reason it is a 9, I would say, is because there have been a couple
things that you have said or explained
maybe in a way that I didn't understand. So the only reason it's a 9
on my end is because my comprehensive levels weren't there with certain things.
That's awesome. Thank you. Anybody else?
Mr. Moon, my rating is an 8. I appreciate all the things I have learned from you. Um, I like my favorite part about this is the savings and that I learned to save my money well. The only reason why it's an 8 is for I changed my answer. It's a 9.
You don't have to give a high rating. I just need to know where you are. I just need to know where you guys are with this information. Is it comfortable? Can you go forward with what you've learned? Is it something new to you? So you don't have to give a perfect rating. Just tell me how you feel, and this is for me too. Okay, this helps me either kick my game up or tone it down, that type of thing. So rate it how you feel, and just let me know what you've learned thus far. That's all it is.
Okay, I changed it back to an 8. I learned a lot of things through this past, I don't know how long we've been doing this, but for a long time. And I've learned how to save my money, how not to do signatures, um, crypto, and all the sorts like that. And it's been a nice few Saturdays.
Awesome. Okay. Thank you. Keith Ann, you're the last one.
I'm sorry, I was cut out for a moment. I had to rejoin.
Okay. Did you hear the question, what I was requesting?
No, I'm sorry.
That's all right. We don't use sorry. Basically, what I'm looking for is feedback from you and a rating from whatever numbers, and then what you've learned thus far on this call. I'm just trying to get a feel of what I'm teaching is worthwhile.
Oh, yes, it's definitely worthwhile because most definitely what you've been talking about, I have not heard at school, either in high school or in university. And we did have a finance class in high school, and all of the things that you've covered were missed completely in the class. So for a rating, 5 out of 5. I have learned more about all of the e-currencies, I'll say, like internet, online currencies.
Awesome.
And just the way the world actually works and not what surface. Because generally, they talk about what surface, just credit cards, debit cards, how to keep your credit up. But everything has been evolving recently. And you've kept us from being ignorant on what's new. So thank you.
Okay, cool. That's what I needed to hear. So strap on your seat belts because it's getting ready to get deep now. And I say that only because literally this weekend is going to change the entire world. Now, I have not talked to you about what's going on in the world as far as finances are concerned, but we're at that point now that I need to bring you up to speed on what is actually happening and what you are to look forward to in the very, very near future. I'm talking probably within 2 weeks or less. So let me start off with the US. Now, some of this information I'm going to share with you may be a little over your head, but like I said, I'm going to do my best to make sure I bring it right to your level. We got to start with several countries. We're going to start with US. Then we're going to go with everybody else. Literally. So I'm just going to give you a little background, a little understanding of the US. And I'm going to use words that I need you to just bear with me for a minute. I'm going to use words that you know. And that word is bully. We've all seen a bully. We know what a bully does. We know what the definition of a bully is. So I'm only saying that because the tactics of the United States and its regime is that of a bully. Now, I'm not going to give dates because I don't know them like that. And like I said, I'm always going to be honest about what I share with you. But you can look up things if you'd like to get the actual dates. But the gist of this information is to show you the evolution of what has transpired. Now, I've taken you through the evolution of money. You know how that started out, trading first, then using precious metals, then using paper, and then the paper evolved into a non-money. That's what we have right now. I got my props today. I certainly do. And I have another prop. I think I took it upstairs. Yeah, I know it's upstairs. It's in the safe. I was going to show you a stack of silver coins, which I purchase silver on a regular basis. That's the real money. So we have the first prop, which is the debt instrument. Okay, that piece of paper or linen, it's not even paper, it's actually called linen. It's a created thing. There's specific contracts on the actual fibers that are in this piece of document. There's contracted inks and all that such. I just want to give you an idea of what this was created, okay, as an instrument of use. Now, whose use it is 100% them, not us. We get to pass them across the counter, but who's actually using who with this? So let me just real quick show you how the bullyism, if that's even a word, works. So we know the United States basically is a conglomerate of 51 states. 50 states all glued together by invisible borders that actually don't exist, which is another call and another conversation. And I plan to teach all of that stuff too, but that's later. 51 states say, okay, we have the US dollar. All right. We're going to go outside of our borders outside of our borders to other countries. All right? These other countries have their own paper. At one time, they did. So the US says, okay, we're coming into your country and we are going to tell you how to be a democratic or let's just call it that, because they're the ones that's creating all the stress. But I don't like to pick sides and I don't do political. But we're going to tell that country, you're going to act like us. And this is what we do. We have kids, we go to work, we go to school, we do these things. This is what the United States people do. Now, we're going into a country, let's say, that doesn't have university, doesn't have employment, doesn't have cars, doesn't have things that are here in the United States. And we're going to tell that country, put your money aside. So let's just say that this card is their money, okay? We go into their country, take their money away from them. Just that move right there. Take their money away from them, devalue it, bring it down to zero, has no value, can't do anything with it, right? So that's taking their money away and shoving our money in their hand and say, this is what you're going to use to buy things, to do whatever it is you're trying to do. You're going to use our money, okay? On top of that, we're going to come in and let's say that their commodity is, I don't know, something valuable. All right. So let's say that what they produce in that country, they were selling with their money and getting money back. They were making exchanges and what have you. They were selling their product, but they were using their money. We go into their country and say, your money's garbage, you're going to use ours, and we're going to buy your product with our fake money. Now we have your product, and we're going to sell it at a profit. They got a worthless piece of paper for their product that did have value and still does. We now purchase their commodity with our fake money. We take their product and then sell it on the market for a profit. I'm going to let that sink in for a minute. I'll go over it again just so that you see it. United States goes into another country. They have their own money. United States says, we're coming in and we're going to tell you how to live. We're going to tell you how to work. And what we do here in the United States, you're going to do there. We're also going to take your money away from you, give you ours that has no value. Whatever you're selling out of your country, we're going to buy it with this fake money. Now we have your product that has a value. And then we're going to sell it on the market and make a profit. Do they share the profit that they made with these guys? Absolutely not. We tell them, we paid you for this with this. We gave you 10,000 for it. We sold it for 20. We keep the extra 10. That's a bully. Now, the United States has done that with 200 countries, except for the major ones, China, Russia, the big boys. But the smaller ones that we could just walk in there, tell them how to live, snatch their money away, and say, here, you use our money. We've done that over and over and over. So you ask a question like, why does everyone hate the United States? What did we do to anybody? That's what we've done to people. You're probably just finding this out. This might be brand new news to you. But know this and know this completely. Everything that you have done and learned and have pretty much practiced is the bullyism that this country stands for. There's a lot of people that don't like this country because of the people that run it, not us. We are, you and I, are a byproduct, which means you are guilty by association to the people that make the rules. So what does that mean? That means because you're an American, you have a target on your back because you're part of the people that have oppressed mine and took our money away. So we hate you. And you wonder why all that hate is out there. That's why. Now, on top of that hate, you have the other one that is prevalent, which is a division of this country. And the easiest way to control people is to have them divided, make them hate each other, then you could do anything to them. Blame it on one group will hate that group will hate that group. Now they're fighting. Now you don't see what's going on over there. And it's working excellent. Go to Mississippi. I lived there for 10 years. The absolute most racist place I have ever set foot in. Because of an idea that has been spread throughout. So money or the fraction of such is the reason for all of that. So the United States goes out and tells all these other countries, you're going to use our money, you're going to use our, you're going to use it. You can only use US dollar to buy anything, even your groceries at your house. And you live in somewhere they don't even have a grocery store, but you're using US dollar. Well, as of 2012, 13, those 2 years, the contract that backs this expired. So that means the use of this is illegal. If you use a counterfeit money anywhere else, you go to jail. You get arrested, they find out where and how you are making that money and all this stuff, and they track down people, shoot them, kill them, arrest, all of that, stress, right? Why do you think you see when you go to the store, when you or mom and dad or whatever, you go to the grocery store, you have a lot of stuff in the cart, and you might break out a $50 bill, $100 bill, or even a 20. I've seen it done with the $20 bill, right? You'll see the cashier take the money. They got this special marker to write across it, wait for it to change colors, and then they do this. Look at it through the light. What are you looking for? They're looking for counterfeit. Let me explain something to all of you so that you understand the frustration for those who understand and have their eyes wide open. This, all by itself, without a marker, without looking at it through the light, without checking to see if it's this or that, is already counterfeit. It's already counterfeit. There's no additional things needed to be done to it for it to be counterfeit. It's already counterfeit because the contract that backs this is gone. The ink color was under a contract that expired. So the color itself is illegal. The ink that created the fibers, like I said earlier, this is not paper. This is called linen. The contract on the threads and fibers that they put in here, the contract expired. because you have a contract. Any kind of job you do, if you're cutting grass, a lot of that's verbal, but if you get grass service done, you're going to sign a contract that states you're going to pay a certain amount of money over a certain period of time for this service, right? This is no different. This is no different. This had a contract on it to produce it. All right? Let's go a step further. The actual plates, I'm just going to use my phone because it's almost the same size. Almost. The plates, the things that put all the markings, all the designs and everything on both sides. There's two plates. There's a front plate, which this is the front ink mark, that plate, and then you have a rear plate. So there's two plates for every bill. The 1, 5, the 20, 50, 100. There's two plates. All the plates, now notice I said all, the dollar all the way up to the 100, all the plate contracts expired. So that means anything that's printed by these plates is illegal and or counterfeit. The ink color that's used, if they use that color with an expired contract for that color, then it's counterfeit. The actual size of the document, there's a specific measurement across here and across here and the thickness. Those dimensions are all expired. So when you think about it, this piece of linen is what? Expired. Now, will they tell you this, what I just told you? Absolutely not. Because they know if they tell you that information about this piece of paper or linen, then people will lose their mind, tear up the stores, tear up the streets, go nuts, go bananas, the whole nine. So they won't tell you the truth. I will, because I study. Now, let's get back to the countries and why you need to really pay attention, because in the near future, you're going to see some different stuff moving around, namely cryptocurrency and or digital currency. Hence the reason for this class. You have to understand how to use it, move it, and save it. All right? So these 200 countries said, you know what? I'm tired of being bullied by these US people, the United States. They came in and destroyed our country. They came in and bombed and killed people. They came in and took our money away and gave us theirs, and then buy our commodities and then sell it for a profit and don't include us. We're tired of that. So they said, you know what? Let's do something about it. And they created something called BRICS. Now, BRICS is an association of 6 different countries that started it. And all of those other countries that we went in and did this said, no, let's join these guys because now I get to use my money again. The BRICS puts their money back in their hand and takes this out. So it got rid of this. So now that country can use their currency like they were once before we walked over there and just basically bullied them. Now they're back on using their own and buying and selling their products and commodities and making profits with their own money. Now, how long do you think it's going to take for the rest of the world to join that move, to get rid of this? Not long. It's happening as we speak, as a matter of fact. So that brings us forward to, what do we do next? What's the next move? What are we supposed to do? Digital currency is coming. BRICS is a system that allows a country, now follow me for a second. Let's say that it's hard to say what the US produces now because they've sold out everything and everybody, but I'm just going to use something that everyone can mentally attach to. At one time, we were selling automobiles, Ford, Chrysler, GM, the whole nine, the big four. And we were selling cars all over the world, here, there. And the best job to have in the US was at the auto factories. They were paying the most money because they were making the most profit. It was a big thing, really big thing. Levi's used to be here. A lot of different stores used to be here. Then some imbecile over there, when I point to the right over here, that's DC. That's from me. It's right across the way here. DC, you know, that's where all the people that make decisions is. So some idiot over there decided, well, if we take our commodities to one of these countries that we took their money away, and we tell them, hey, we'll bring over a factory and you guys can get a job and we'll pay you $6 an hour. Now, this country, this little country here, I'm just using this as a country, this hand as a country. We already took their money away from them, all right, and shoved ours in their hand. All right. Now, these people never really had employment or real work or education to understand how that works. So now we have them at a disadvantage. So we tell them, hey, we're going to bring this factory over here and we're going to show you how to create these, I'm just going to say jeans. Or better yet, let's go with the ones that I did last week. We're going to show you how to make gym shoes. And we're going to give you $3, 3 of these, for every shoe that you make, every pair of shoes. So that's $1.50 a foot. So we're going to give you $3 for every pair that you create. Now, this country is ignorant. This country has no education. It has no infrastructure, which would say that there's a school, there's where people get an education. And that's why they say, and that's why the statement is, education is power. The more of it you have, the more powerful you become. But it's the right kind of education. So let's go back to them. They don't have education, so they don't know anything. And we put this in their hand and said, we're going to pay you this to create these shoes. So because there's no infrastructure, there's no rules, no balance. So a mother and father may have 3 or 4 kids. The father, the mother, and 3 or 4 kids go to work. Now they only pay the family the $3, not each individual. But everybody's making shoes. Follow me. If there's 5 family members, mother, father, and 3 kids, how many pairs of shoes? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, right? 10 pairs of shoes. They get $3. We take those same shoes, 10 pair of shoes, and sell them for $94, $130, because they have a specific name on them. Or athlete. The United States makes mad profit off of a family that only got $3. So why are they mad at us? Now, that same process that I just explained to you with thousands of different commodities, different things, cars, we sent everything outside of the United States because we could get it produced cheaper than they produce it here. Because when the automotive companies were here, they were paying $50, $75 an hour to families, 40, 60 hours a week, time and a half, double time, holiday pay, triple time if you came in on Sunday. They cut all that off. Make these people make that same product for $3. They bring that created product back to the United States and sell it to us that are still working for these mad profits. That is the definition of a country bully. Over the past 2 months, actually earlier than that, but it has escalated in the past 2 months. All of these other countries that we did this to are now having their stuff reinstated with the value of their country. And these countries are now purchasing gold to back their money. What is the United States doing? Still trying to bully other countries instead of reinstating or getting this fixed. We're so stuck in the bullyism thought mindset that we're not taking care of home. And this is why I need you to understand these things today. Your phone is going to be your financier. That means it's going to see that you have finances. It's going to move finances, digital currency from one spot to another. Your phone is going to be able to purchase things. You'll be able to go to the store, bring up your card, beep, make your payment. You will be in control of what's happening with this. You will be in control of how much is moved and where. Your wallet, digital wallet, is going to be the responsible person or entity that either holds it for a second or pushes it to a debit card, crypto debit card, to which I sent out to the entire family. I don't know if you guys got it or not. I'll try to make sure. I thought I created a Kids Corner blast list, but I don't think I have everybody's email. I'm going to request that so you have your own blast. I think I only have 2 people in there so far. But anyway, for the most part, the debit card, the crypto debit card, is going to be able to shop. Please mute. You'll be able to go to and from the stores of your choice and shop for the things that you need and want. That's the purpose of the crypto debit card. Okay. And then finally, you will have your banks, which some of you already have. Some of you already have your wallets. I have your addresses, most of them. And that's how you're going to move things. So knowing that these countries are moving away from this and into these things, because each country is going to have a digital representation of their currency. See, this isn't even considered currency. Did anybody know that? This is not considered currency. What is it considered? It says it on the top. Federal Reserve Note. That's what this is. It's not even called currency. So if you're really paying attention, you will know that you're handling something illegal. And we're just going off of what it says on it. I'm not making up things. It says it on there. What is our linen called on the NASDAQ, the stocks exchange? It's called the US dollar. US dollar, not US currency. They can't call it that because that's not what it is. You see how it comes out, and see how words trick people. They hear US dollar, so they think money. If you say US dollar to anybody, the first thing they think of, oh, that's our money. No, it's not. Money is called currency. Tender. This is not referred to as either one of those. It's called the US dollar. So there's a thing called legal ease, which is terms that have a different meaning than what you hear. Legalese is a double-faced language created in the United States. So something can be said to you in deception. You understand? Just that one question has two meanings. Do you understand? Which actually means you stand under anything else that I say. When you say yes, you think, or your conception of that word is that you comprehend what is being said, when actually I'm asking you to stand under my rule. Do you understand? When you say yes, that person can say anything to you, because now you stand under what they say. And I'm not making this up. If you don't believe me, look up the word legal ease. Legal ease. It is a two-faced language that was created here in the United States. It was created under the use of false information, deception. That's what this country's about, unfortunately. Deception. That's the first proof right there. When you say, well, you got $50, you say, oh, I got some money. I got $50. I can go buy a bunch of stuff. Right. You can, illegally. If you want to be legal about what you say and do, if you want to stand on the right side of things, then you know the use of this is under duress. That's what you say. I use it under duress because there's no other option yet. So never say I'm using money. You're using a note under duress. You have to use it because that's what this country is using right now. That's going to change. Let's get back to BRICS. So these other countries that had their monies taken now have their money back and they're doing business. Are they doing business with the United States? No, they are not. Okay. Now, the same country that we went over there, took their money, gave them our stuff, and then put a factory over there and made them work for us, when they got rid of this and got this back, they also kept the factory because it's in their country and they're under their own money now. So what did we do? We gave away an entire industry to a country that now uses their own money and selling that same product to us at a profit with their own money. See how that works? So in essence, what's happening, and I hope you see it, once we came in, took their money, gave them ours. Now watch the cycle. This is like on the table, but I have to hold it up. They were using our stuff. We were mistreating them by paying them way low, making a profit and keeping the profit. Now we're back around to the evolution. BRICS came up and they got their money back. They got their money back and a company that we sent over there for them to use. Now that they're under their own money, they're using the factory that we put over there to create the products, the same products, but instead of $3 a shoe, Remember how they were doing $3 for the whole family to make shoes? They were making $3 for the whole family to make shoes. Now that same family is making $130 a shoe, or $115. There's a $15 difference. Now they're making their own money at a profit with a company we stuck over there, and they're selling them back to us for the same price that we were selling to the company or to the people, and leaving them out. No longer. So if you followed that, you will know that now that country that we bullied is now saying, you have to pay us for these shoes, or we sell them to somebody else. So now we have to pay the $90, $100 for those pairs of shoes, not $3. And this same process where we went into these countries and told them to use our money, let us take your stuff and sell it for a profit and not include you, are all saying, go to hell. I'm going to use my own money, and I'm going to make a profit when I sell it back to you, Mr. United States. That process is creating what I'm teaching. Okay? That process is creating digital currency. And you will be in control of your finances. Okay? In the very, very, very near future, you're going to see something that states that there's an RV, reevaluation of currencies. Listen to the words. Notice I said currency. That means that these 200 plus countries that we have been bullying are now standing on their own with their own money. Notice I said money, because when the reevaluation happens, that means that their money in their country now has a value for what they have in their country, be it jeans, cars, car parts, perfume, whatever's being produced, gold, silver, all that, whatever coming out of their country, they have their own money and it will have a new value. This is what we're waiting on. When they get a new value and you have some of that currency, you get to exchange it or turn it in and get the value of that country under the paper, under their paper, not this garbage, not this, this. This is going to have what is known as a digital representation, which means it will be on your phone. You don't have to have the actual paper. Okay? That means their money will be available to you on the exchange. And you can purchase it. If you have it, you can exchange it, turn it in, and it'll go to your phone or to your wallet or to your bank as their money at their value. It's not going to be on these devices as this. This is going bye-bye. Please understand, this is going bye-bye. If you notice, banks are starting to close accounts. And I told everybody this was coming. You guys are blessed because you're not really wrapped up into these banks like that. But your mom, your dad, uncle, aunts, grandma, grandpa all have 401k or different financial accounts that are basically attached to banks. Remember me saying earlier that you may or may not want to have an account because they're going to go away anyway. It's not really going to make a difference, because if you do have one, you'll know what to do with it, which is exchange what's there into a digital representation, which means whatever's in your account, will be able to be moved on devices, either the wallet, your phone, and then placed in your bank. And this part right here, this is the part everyone is really not catching. You being able to do these 3 transactions, your resources, your wallet, your crypto debit card with either a MasterCard or a Visa, and in your bank. Your bank. Operative words here. What part of that whole scenario involved a bank, a regular bank? None of it. It's all digital, and you're in control of it. The QFS is going to replace this. Okay? Like I said, this is going to go bye-bye, and then you're going to have something called the QFS or a quantum account, which means it's digital. And it will be attached to you and you only. Only you will be able to go into it and move things around, not the other way around. So with that being said, and knowing that most all of the transactions that will happen going forward are going to be under your direct control. Your parents, my parents, our parents before that, all had to ask a bank if they could use their money. We are still depositing money into these banks, which is turning it over to someone else and let them decide how your money is used. You won't have that problem because you're learning how to take control of your finances right now. You're taking control on how to move your finances and understand that right now. You have the ability to put it into a bank that you own as a digital currency and or cryptocurrency. They're going to be both. Remember me saying each country is going to have their own paper, and they're going to have a digital representation of that paper, which you can get on your phone. No banks in between. No such thing. It's a failed system. It no longer will be available. So knowing these steps, the phone, first, your resources, that's whatever's coming in, will be turned into a digital representation, which you can then move on your phone, into your wallet, onto your debit card, and onto your bank. All through one system, or basically one system called the blockchain. Now the blockchain is connected to everything I just spoke on. And like I said before, when you understand the blockchain, you understand the security in it. If I was going to send $100 from my phone to my wallet, it's going to go into the blockchain, and the blockchain is going to do 3 million different mathematical transactions in a split second. Somewhere in that math menagerie, $100 went to my wallet. No one's seen it. You can't follow it. It cannot be tracked. The only thing is tracked is when it lands. So $100 hits this, the systems connected to this will know that $100 went there. So what? I moved $100. Now, when I move it again and it goes here, it's unseen. No one can see what's here unless you compromise it and put it online. But you're going to learn how not to do that. But once it gets here, it's your business. When they open up and start and institute the quantum financial system, you will then be using these systems on a regular basis. Don't feel that it's hard or it's going to be over your head. You already do it. You already know it. You're hearing it now. So the move to it is next. That's the next move. So we're out of time. Any questions on what I covered today? Time flies when you're having fun.
Mr. Lewis, I have a question. So, you said the US is bullying the other countries.
Mm-hmm.
So, is it also bullying its own citizens?
Mm-hmm.
Citizens.
Citizens. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. It's something to understand, and that's a beautiful question because that is absolutely correct. When a system or a country is a bully, it's the bully to everybody. And the bully to you and I, as a citizen of this country, is that you are placed in a class system. And that class tells them how to treat you. Poor, middle class, upper class, rich. Have you ever heard of those things? Those are the classes. And depending on where you and your family live or are placed because of a credit score, remember the credit score, which is part of this garbage, says that you are either a low class, poor, middle class, or rich. And they treat you accordingly. Myself, lower class, I still work. I have to work. I'm billed on everything I do, the highest amount possible. There's no breaks for low class. You have to struggle and fight for everything you get. This is what I don't want for you guys. Somebody in an upper class next to rich will have a high credit score number. They have ease of getting things, purchasing things. They're always having different breaks given to them. And when you get into the rich, it's completely free for all. You take from everybody below. And a rich person is given all these accolades, and they can go to wherever. They have mad amounts of money in the bank. But they're still locked into a class. There's certain things they can and cannot do. So yes, the country bullies its citizens as well. Great question. Anyone else?
I have a question.
Yes.
Would you feel like with everything that you've told us about the country and how it's
Bullying other countries and its citizens.
do you feel like there are people, I mean, there's people who are aware of obvious things that are made obvious to us through the news and social
Media, but do you think that there are lots of other people in this country who are waking up to the deeper side of things?
Yes, but the problem is you can only wake up so far until the lights come on. You ever, like on a Saturday, well, not on these Saturdays because I keep getting you guys up early, but like before this class was started, like on a Saturday after all week of school, and you just kind of lay there and just relax for a minute and not, get up until somebody comes in the room, click, turns on the lights. I'm looking for such and such. So they turn on the lights. The second that they turn on the lights in that room, it changes your sleep. You're no longer able to chill out, relax, lay there. The light is on, so now okay, well, I'm awake now, I'm gonna get up. That is what you're asking, and the light has not gone on yet for the country. People are still doing the laying around, just relaxing, and let let it be for a minute. I'm just going to chill here. And we're being walked on in the process. So until and when someone comes in the room, click, and turns the light on, then people will see what I just explained to you. And that's called the EBS, and that's coming. Emergency Broadcast System. You ever heard that when they have a child that's been taken, you get that screechy sound on your phone. It says dee dee dee. The emergency broadcast system says that there's a abduction and all that. It goes across your phone, right? When they do the EBS, which is the light switch, they're going to take over everything with a screen. So your computer, the internet's going to go down to EBS and it's going to explain all the dirt. Your phone is going to go into the EBS and it's going to explain that. Your tablets, anything that has a screen, the radio in the car is going to go to EBS and it's going to talk about all the stuff. And that's going to go on for a specific amount of time. And it's going to be basically everything I just told you, but a lot more information, of course. That will finish turning on the lights so everybody gets up and says, you know what? Yeah, let's get rid of that and go to this and go to this where I control my own stuff. I can go purchase what I want when I want, not have to ask, can I buy it? You just go buy it. You will be under a different class of money, real money for a change, something that we have not yet experienced. You've only dealt with a debt instrument and called it money because you were ignorant. Me too. Not saying that anyone's, I'm in the same category, but I woke up, the light switch was turned on. Click. About maybe 10, 11 years ago, the light switch, click. A big old light. That's why I can share this information. But awesome question, and thank you. Anybody else?
Thank you.
All right. Let me